Manchester United is undoubtedly one of the world's biggest and most recognisable clubs. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, the Red Devils once sat atop of English football as an unrivaled dominant force, winning 38 trophies in the Scots' time in charge, including 13 Premier League, 5 FA Cups and 2 Champions Leagues. Since his departure at the end of the 2012-13 season, United have never looked the same, with many managers trying and failing to replicate the Scotsman's success. David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have attempted to restore United to their former glory. Although some won the odd piece of silverware, current manager Erik ten Hag looks the most likely to lead any real United renaissance. However, one constant through Ferguson's latter time in Manchester and until now has been the club's ownership, with United being property of the infamous Glazer family after their acquisition in 2005 for £790 million. The relationship between the United fans and the Glazers has always been fractious, with their ownership regularly being the cause of mass public protests in recent seasons.
Many anti-Glazer protests at Old Trafford down the years, and this was one of the biggest. Tens of thousands of United supporters pouring down to Matt Busby Way.
From the start, the Glazers treated United as a business rather than a football club, less focused on sporting achievement and more concerned with club profits and dividends. And unlike some owners, Daniel Levy at Tottenham and Todd Bowley at Chelsea, the Glazers adopt a hands-off approach to ownership, leaving all on-pitch matters to the manager, regularly sanctioning big money moves without question. But this has come at a price. Until the Glazers takeover, United was a debt-free club. However, the Red Devils have since incurred a hellish amount of debt, spending money year after year without reaping the rewards they were accustomed to under Ferguson. This has led to frustrations amongst United's core fan base, seeing signings of varying age, ability and value arrive over the last decade with no apparent philosophy and bringing little success in terms of trophies and titles. However, following speculation dating back to November last year, the Glazers are now finally prepared to end their long-standing ownership of United. After nearly 20 years in charge, the Glazers are willing to listen to offers for United, with two clear frontrunners currently in the driving seat, Sheikh al-Thani and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Both candidates could hardly differ more, so let's take a look at who they are, the pros and cons if they were to buy United, and the subsequent effects. Let's start with Sheikh al-Thani. Al-Thani is a Qatari-born banker, the latest Middle Eastern businessman looking to invest in English football. Albeit not directly connected, Al-Thani has strong ties to the Qatari Sports Investment Group, PSG's owners. Although multi-club ownership is common in football, UEFA views this as a threat to European competition, which could be a conflict of interest. Nevertheless, Al-Thani has officially submitted a bid for full ownership of United through the 9-2 Foundation, promising to return the club to its former glory both on and off the pitch. If successful, vocalising the importance of putting the fans first. Moreover, the Qatari bid would wipe out the club's current debts of £515 million, immediately solving a major issue for the club's fan base, essentially the centre of their dislike towards the Glazers. On the surface, this all sounds positive for United. However, having used the Qatari state-run club owners as a stick to beat rivals Manchester City with over the last decade, some fans may not be keen to follow suit with their rivals. Understandably, this could be seen as selling out. While it's a decision that would directly impact the fans, it's ultimately up to the Glazers who they sell to. Although, another relatively unexplored upside if Al-Thani were to take over United is the presumed relationship they could strike up with PSG. Both United and PSG sit amongst the world's wealthiest and most influential clubs, and connecting the duo could spark a mutually beneficial partnership in terms of transfers. While neither club has trouble buying players when it comes to sales, few clubs in the world can match the transfer fees and wages expected to pay the players on United and PSG's books, so having the ability to transfer players between one another could be fruitful. If Al-Thani does acquire ownership, United can expect some serious movement in the coming transfer windows, not that they haven't already in recent years anyway, so by all accounts, ethics aside, this looks like a win-win for fans. So, let's move on to Ratcliffe. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is chairman of Ineos, a chemical producer and world leader in the oil and gas market, a boyhood United fan, and is recognised as one of Britain's wealthiest men. A household name in the UK, Ratcliffe is a known quantity in terms of being a candidate for United's ownership. However, fans may need to know his already diverse sporting portfolio. Ineos owns the sailing team Ineos Britannia, has a 5-year partnership with leading Formula One team Mercedes, and bought over cycling outfit Team Sky in 2019, changing their name to Ineos Grenadiers. Moreover, Ratcliffe & Co have already ventured into the football market, owning French Ligue 1 club Nice and Swiss Super League club Lausanne. If the Brit does buy over United, akin to their potential relationship with PSG, this could see United strike up a relationship with Nice and Lausanne, although it would have a vastly different dynamic. Given the magnitude of United, Nice and Lausanne would almost become feeder clubs, with the Red Devils having priority to any top talent produced by the pair. In return, Nice and Lausanne would likely receive United's most promising youth talents on loan before they break into the first team. Ratcliffe has clearly been looking to expand his football portfolio for a while, making a £4.25 billion bid for Chelsea last season, only to miss out to Todd Bowley. Like al-Thani, the Englishman has also publicly vowed to restore United to the top of European football, specifically focusing on winning the Champions League and putting the Manchester back in Manchester United. And growing up supporting the Red Devils, Ratcliffe would already hold goodwill with the United fan base. But one aspect of the Englishman's bid could be cause for concern. Unlike al-Thani, Ratcliffe has bid for majority ownership of around 69%, with the view of buying up further stakes in the club, which is currently traded on the New York Stock Exchange. However, given United fans' desire to fully see the end of the Glazers' reign, this could be a potential stumbling block for any deal, with the Glazers also believed to be seeking a complete sale of the club, which may favour Ratcliffe's competitor. Are al-Thani and Ratcliffe the only contenders? Yes and no. US hedge fund Elliott Management also submitted a proposal for United, but rather than being a takeover bid, it was a proposal for financing. Given that both Ratcliffe and al-Thani are looking to acquire full ownership of United, one of these will likely come out on top over Elliott Management. What are the fans saying? Manchester United Supporters Trust has been vocal about the potential takeover, reiterating their demands for any new owners with the following statement: restore the club to the top of European football, invest in the teams, the wider club and the stadium to ensure financial stability, and work in true partnership with fans at all times. These principles have been backed to date by 150 fan groups from all across the world. Club legend and Sky Sports pundit Gary Neville has also been vocal in his views, surprisingly offering support for the Qataris' bid after working there during last year's World Cup, highlighting Newcastle and Man City, who are already owned by Middle Eastern consortiums. Neville has claimed he'd find it difficult to begrudge United if that is the direction they choose to go, and considering the improvement Newcastle have experienced over the past year, the broader fan base may well feel the same. Final thoughts. With the long-anticipated departure of the Glazers, it looks to be an exciting time for United fans. Both owners are wealthy, well-connected, and have already announced their intentions of returning United to the peak of European football. So, from a fan's point of view, the future looks promising. At the moment, the speed in which any takeover could be completed is yet unknown. However, fans and those associated with the club will be keen to see it finalised before the season's end, theoretically giving Erik ten Hag a fresh set of funds to tap into for all summer signings.